What's going on? This is Magic Mitch, and in this video, you're in for a treat because you're gonna see a spectacular food fighting performance. Make sure to take note of just what exactly a true food fighter specimen looks like. And this is day 57, challenge number 36 of this food tour across the UK and Europe. And for this particular battle, I'm in Ostrava of the Czech Republic at Bazar restaurant, taking on their Jumbo Potato Pancake Challenge. Now for this challenge, you have a ton of potatoes, flour, eggs, and bacon all put together. Then you also got some pieces of roasted chicken in the mix, along with some onions and a whole lot of cheese. And if you're able to complete this challenge within the 30-minute time limit, you get the meal for free, which costs 499 Czech korons. And you also get a 1,000 Czech korun voucher to use later. And once again, as mentioned in some of the previous videos, this is one of the 6 restaurants that's part of the Gauntlet series, where essentially if you complete all 6 challenges in the Czech Republic within 6 months, you are also rewarded with a 10,000 Czech korun voucher to use at any of those 6 restaurants. And just like with those challenges, again, I'm giving this one a thumbs up in terms of the challenge because I'm just such a huge fan of these Gauntlet challenges. They're more on the unique side and even showcase some local cuisine, as is the case here. And I think it's one of the coolest things that, unfortunately, I don't think you'll see anywhere else. But one can hope that won't be the case. And as for your average food fighter, 30 minutes is definitely enough time to see if you have what it takes against this giant potato pancake. And as for myself, although I was looking forward to embarking on my first ever potato pancake challenge, I really wasn't thrilled about the fact that, due to, we'll say, issues with the kitchen, I wasn't actually able to start this thing until 10:50 p.m., which is absolutely nuts to have another late night challenge, even later than the one in Greece. But again, it's one of those situations where yeah, it might not be ideal, but you either have to roll with it or just skip the challenge altogether and move on. I was definitely not going to waste this opportunity. Anyways, as for this challenge, I wanted to make a big dent into it early on because based on that goulash challenge I did previously, the saturation of the salty and savory flavors on my palate, it really did a number on me. And I experienced some setbacks during that challenge, and I didn't want to have the same experience here. So I figured I'd give myself, say, a solid 10 minutes to really dial it in and plow through this thing. Well, unfortunately, things didn't go quite according to plan, because it only took about 5 minutes into this food fight before this potato pancake behemoth started fighting back with its own devastating blows of flavor fatigue. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty shocked by how quickly my palate was becoming overwhelmed here. So yeah, looks like old Mitchy Poo here purchased a ticket to ride the old struggle bus. And by the way, if you're still taking notes, yeah, you should probably stop that because this is by no means my finest food fighting performance, nor anywhere close to ideal in terms of optimal food fighting shape. And I wish I could blame it on how late I started this challenge and being tired and all, but it was obvious that it was less of an eating challenge and more of a battle of the mind and willpower. Because I had the stomach space for all the food, but the mind games were just making it extremely difficult to press forward. I remember at times I was thinking to myself like, okay, it's official. I'm totally over this thing. But then I'd also be giving myself a little pep talk like, oh come on, you're such a turd. Get it together. You call yourself a food fighter? You know you're better than that. You've got this. And really I was just doing whatever I could to get my moral up so I could continue chipping away at this giant potato pancake and fight off that flavor fatigue. Speaking of flavor, when it comes to this challenge, I'm gonna give it actually a thumbs down with a bit of an asterisk. And before I say any more, let me just say this. It's been a long tour. And my food fighting abilities, they're not nearly as strong as they were in the beginning. And while I did enjoy the texture of this crispy potato bottom, during this battle, especially when everything just started to kind of mash together into one salty, savory, cheesy, greasy combination, the flavor fatigue, oh man, the flavor fatigue was so real. Actually, it was unreal. And I originally thought about giving this a thumbs up with the asterisk like I did with the goulash. And again, it could be the fact that my food fighting powers have dwindled, but one of the differences between the goulash and this potato pancake is that I probably wouldn't want to have this again, even as part of a normal meal. Now, that's just my personal opinion on it. It was just way too much for me in this case. And it was all a bit much to deal with, and then you've got Shelly just being loud and obnoxious, which is just Shelly being Shelly, which is not helpful, as I'm trying to focus in on my efforts. But you know what was incredibly helpful here? That's right, Diet Cola. Thank goodness for Diet Coke or Pepsi or whatever Diet Cola I had. I can't say enough about how great it feels when you get that cool, crisp, sweet, and refreshing flavor cleansing your palate, especially after just being plagued with all that grease that's just been wearing you down. and it certainly helped me continue on in this battle, chopping away at this thing one bite at a time, and looking oh so wonderful, by the way, with that resting face of misery as I'm just profusely sweating throughout the entirety of this thing. Oh, poor Mitchy Poo. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not embark on another one, and I'll see you there.
The worst push-ups ever. What are you even doing?
I didn't push up. I didn't push up.